welcome to our home. I'm Gina Grody, and we're excited to have you here today to be part of the grand opening or the sneak peek of this house, which is going to be much more than a house, a true home, and a safe, warm, welcoming place for young adults who have nowhere to stay. We've become aware through our work with United Way and the Housing Alliance that there are many young adults in our community who don't have a safe, warm place to sleep at night.
Youth transitional housing has been a need in Delaware County for several years. We often hear the stories of students who come and tell us that they just want to graduate on time, but due to circumstances, they don't have anywhere to stay. It may be because they've turned 18 and their parents think they can be on their own. It may be because they're simply couch surfing to stay in school and be able to graduate. We also have students who have graduated from high school and are awaiting their full ride scholarship to several universities both in and out of state, but don't have anywhere to stay from the time they graduate until they start at that university or college. All of these are opportunities for us as a community to wrap around our students and to help them have a sense of hope and know that failure doesn't have to happen before they can succeed. By providing this home, there will be an opportunity for students to build a firm foundation, learn the many skills of being an independent young adult while wanting to remain in a community that is so rich of resources and so full of community support. The partners that have come together and seen this need have wrapped around our community as a whole in Delaware County to ensure that students have the opportunity for a bright future and do not have to worry about where they're staying from night to night.
Because the housing market here in Delaware tends to be pretty hot right now, and apartments and houses go pretty quickly when they hit the market, because those available houses and apartments tend to be higher end in the price range, there just isn't a lot of housing for kids who are in these circumstances to get into. So over the years, we've struggled. The United Way has struggled. The Department of Job and Family Services has struggled. Delaware City Schools has struggled to try and help kids find appropriate housing for them. Again, even where there are dollars available to pay for that housing. So a project like this one, a youth transitional housing facility, something that's intended specifically for those kids, is the perfect fix in these circumstances.
Last week, I was walking my dog in downtown Delaware, and it was fairly late. It was after 10, and I walked by one of the bank buildings, and there was, he looked like a teen, sitting in the lobby open area outside of the bank. He had his feet situated in such a way that I could see the bottom of his shoes, and there was a hole worn right through the bottom of the one shoe, and the other one was almost worn through. I walked on by, and I just knew there was something wrong. I knew he wasn't just waiting for a ride, just by looking at his shoes and his clothes. And so I went to my house and I got a piece of paper and brought it back and handed it to him, and I just had written on it, "If you'd like a new free pair of shoes, come see us tomorrow," with the address and the phone number. And kept walking. He was still on the phone. I didn't know if he would come or not, or be insulted. I had no idea. And the next morning, my phone rang bright and early, and he had got to the school before I did, and they called the Willis building, and they said, "There's a young man here who needs shoes." So I got there, and he needed so much more than just shoes.
There was a student who lost both of his parents unexpectedly. He had just graduated from high school, he was just starting his life, and found himself homeless with nowhere to go, no family in the area, and no true connections except reaching out to where his family had received support from before, and that was through United Way. When he arrived, we all began looking for housing, but there are not many places where an 18-year-old has to go. They can't sign a lease, they have no rental history, they don't have credit, but yet they want to stay in the community. As we drove around looking at place after place, we could not find anywhere, and unfortunately then had to look at other resources. This caused additional stress and additional anxiety, and additional worry that a student at the age of 18 should not have to face. By providing the housing and Delaware County and United Way joining together to meet this need, he would have had a place to stay and could have immediately focused on establishing his focus, finding a job, looking at what options lie ahead, and making those connections for his future.
It's a group of people who are going to come together and help work with these young adults. Financial training, courses, job training, transportation to and from whatever they might need. We're going to have food. They're going to learn about laundry and even paying rent, but they'll pay in to their own account for when they leave so that they have a starting rent to bring with them to their next step. So we're going to bring all these services and educational experiences and even assess if there's other services, counseling, medical needs that maybe are beyond our realm, but we can get them in the right place to get the help they need.
Well, I can't begin to tell you how much this makes my heart feel good to be a part of this. This home here at 104 Oak Hill Avenue has always been a special place to me, and it's been special because of its history. A family moved to Delaware in the early 60s, Paul and Ann Nicely. They had 5 boys who occupied this house, so there were 7 people living in the home. For me personally, though, it holds a lot of warmth and special memories. Oak Hill Avenue was kind of the dividing line for people that looked like me, my peer group, and we weren't really allowed to go any further than Oak Hill. But this house was always a safe, warm, and very accepting home, and was a place that I spent many nights in high school and also in college. So it does my heart so good to know that this place, this building, this wonderful home that gave me a feeling of safety and security will continue in that spirit of offering safety and security to those young men and young women that will come after, that need a place of comfort, a place of hope, and a place of confidence, and a place that they will be able to thrive and make that transition to the future.
Since opening our Strengthening Families Hub at Willis Education Center in 2017, we've worked with many homeless and unstably housed young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 who just didn't have a place to stay, and there's just not a resource designed for that demographic in Delaware County. That's not okay, and we want to address that. United Way of Delaware County is in the business of solving problems, and so that's what we're doing. And so we took the last couple of years to really study the issue, to dive deep, to visit other programs around the state of Ohio, and to learn about how to bring such a program to Delaware County. And so that is what we're doing. It's more than just a bed, it's more than just a house. It's about mentorship, it's about jobs, it's about skills, it's about opportunities, it's about creating family and hope. Hope for the next day, hope for the next year, and hope for independence so that they can move on with their life and have stability. Because without stability, there's not a future, and that's what we're in the business of providing.